The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Manny Pacquiao. Now, there's reports that it's a high probability that Manny Pacquiao will be reinstated as the WBA Super Champion. Okay, and let's take a look. Give me a second to pull it up. All right, so here's an article from Boxing Scene where it says WBA Prez. This is a quote from WBA Prez that says Manny Pacquiao has high probability to be reinstated as welterweight champ. And so when you go through the article, here's the quote. It says initially the plan was for Ugas to fight Pacquiao, Mendoza told the Boxing Voice, but now the Spence fight was announced. MP Promotions head Sean Gibbs, who represents Manny, they've written a letter to be placed back in as WBA Super Champion. We're working on it. There's a high probability it has to be run through a championship committee and voted before being taken to the president. So basically, Manny Pacquiao's team wrote a letter requesting that Manny Pacquiao be reinstated as WBA Super Champion. It has to be voted on by a championship committee that they want to reinstate Manny Pacquiao. And then if that happens, it will be presented to the WBA president, in which case you have to assume that Manny Pacquiao is going to be reinstated. So Trill Dollar Bill, what's your thoughts on this? And do you think Manny Pacquiao should be reinstated?
You already know I think Manny Pacquiao. He ain't lose his belt. Give him back his belt. You know how I'm not for that, emailing somebody a belt thing. No, you got to earn that belt in the ring. And Manny Pacquiao earned that belt in the ring by stopping a real, true, full-fledged welterweight, a young welterweight, in the name of Keith Thurman. He earned that belt. Give that man his belt back. With all due respect. Give him his belt back. He didn't lose that belt in the ring. Give that man his belt back. He is the true WBA champion. All the time, everybody always want to do some fastness, but no, the belt should go back to his rightful owner, and that's Manny Pacman Pacquiao, the great senator.
All right, Conspiracy.
All right, I'm gonna go another route on this one, but I agree with Trill to a degree. I don't believe, however, that Manny Pacquiao should be the WBA Super Champion. And the reason why is because the Super Champion designation was always reserved for champions who unify. If Manny Pacquiao is not a unified champion, he shouldn't receive the Super Belt. You know what I mean? And so because of that, I say no. Because now what you're having is we're going to start doing the franchise situation, where you're just going to give a belt for the belt's sake. But the purpose of that belt was for unified champions. So that way they don't have to be boggled down with the mandatories of the regular belt. You know what I mean? And so if you're giving that to Pacquiao, then I'm assuming you're just giving it to him just because of his namesake. And if it's only because of his namesake, then I vote no. It shouldn't be like that. They should, whatever rules you create, abide by your own rules. Now, if the question is, should Manny get it over Ugas? And obviously, yeah, Manny should get it over Ugas. But however, I don't believe Ugas should have the Super Championship belt either. Because again, he's not a unified champion either. So why does he have the belt? So I just have a problem with the way the WBA is moving right now. But nonetheless, I understand people's arguments over, hey, that was Pacquiao's belt. Y'all did foolishly give it to him. So now that he's back, you should give it back to him. I get that argument. I'm just saying, I don't think he should have the super belt regardless.
TV.
Yeah, at the time it happened, when they gave up the belt, there was talks of the Manny Pacquiao. Why am I drawing blanks on my man's name? Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia. There was talks about that fight, and that was probably going to be like an exhibition. It was going to be, and Manny has been out the ring for some time, but at the time, were they saying he was injured? That's why they were delegating it. No, they just chose to do that, which it seems foolish in itself, But give my man his belt back. He's fighting. He's about to have a big fight, so why not do that? And then make Ugas mandatory, WBA mandatory, and then keep it going and so on. You know, and oh gosh, you want to win it in the ring. You don't want an email belt. You don't want to get the email belt. So.
True. Listen, man. If you stripped Manny Pacquiao of the super title because of inactivity, and you gave it to Ugas, right? Then you would have to think that you got to give it back to Manny Pacquiao because he has a fight date scheduled for August 21st, and Ugas has no fight scheduled. Mm-hmm. So he's actually being more active than Ugas right now. So he's the one who beat Keith Thurman. He's the one who took the belt. You stripped him of the belt because of inactivity, and now he has a fight. But not only does he have a fight coming up, his fight is against Earl Spence. So his fight is against Earl Spence, the man who has 2 other belts. So he's fighting, arguably, because there's some people who would say Terrence Crawford, but I'm not here to debate that at this moment, the best welterweight in the division. So he's taking on top-level competition, and he's champion in recess, who's actually more active than the guy who you gave the belt to. And this is why I have an issue with giving people the belt instead of making them fight for the belt. Because if you're going to make people fight for the belt, Ugas would have had to fight someone for the belt, and then he would have a claim to it. So let's say around the time you shoot Manny, and you made Ugas fight for the belt already, then he would be super champion, and we wouldn't be sitting here talking about, oh, should he get it back? And this is why, if I'm a fighter, I don't want you to email me the belt. This is why I want to fight for the belt. This is why I want to earn the belt. Because now, if I'm Ugas, I'm sitting in limbo. Like, look at this. 2 people got emailed the belts, Devin Haney and Ugas. Look where it got him. For Ugas, you were emailed the belt. You didn't fight for it. You accepted it that way, and now they're talking about reinstating Manny Pacquiao. Why? Because it's better for business, right? If you're Devin Haney, you got emailed the WBC championship belt, and then Teofimo Lopez and Vasily Lomachenko were still able to fight, with Vasily Lomachenko being designated franchise WBC champion, and somehow that fight still ended up being for undisputed, and Teofimo Lopez is still recognized as undisputed. Now, I understand people's arguments for why Teofimo Lopez shouldn't be undisputed, but you're not the WBC. And the WBC gave this man the designation. They said he's WBC champ, and not only that, they put it in writing that he's undisputed. So look at the 2 guys who accepted the email belt, and look at where it got them. Your protection as a fighter is to earn the belt in the ring. Because if
you take it from
you Dennis Ugas would have earned that belt in the ring by fighting someone before Pacquiao fights Earl, he's now super champion. He said, look, I won that belt in the ring. You gave it, I won it, so now Manny Pacquiao got to come see me. The winner of that fight got to come see me. You have a claim to it. But now all they're going to say is, we gave it to you. We took it back. Shoot, like what you think this is? Same with Devin. Devin didn't earn the belt in the ring, so we gave it to you. Honestly, Devin, to be honest with you, Vasily won the belt in the ring, and then we gave it to you. So, this is the whole point. Why would you want that? Earn the belt in the ring. And so for me and all these other fighters, let this be a lesson to you. If they want to email you the belt, say, nah, let me fight for it. I prefer to fight for it. Set up the fight because it gives you a claim to the belt. That's what we've been saying. But, people have been looking at us like we're crazy. So, of course, you elevate Manny to super champion. He should have been super champion. Never should have been made champion in recess. Either you're going to strip him or not. But the whole champion recess thing was ridiculous. And it showed that maybe they were just trying to put pressure on Pacquiao to fight from the beginning. But the fight's here. Manny Pacquiao, Earl Spence. Hopefully it's for 3 belts. G?
Yeah, and also I would just want to add, my argument was prior to this fight. This fight whoever wins, Pacquiao or Earl Spence, they should be the WBA Super Champion because this is a unification fight. So I was just saying, I don't know why they gave Pacquiao the belt to begin with, even though he beat Keith Thurman, because it's like, what is the super championship belt anyways if the person isn't a unified champion? So then it's like, what separates the super from the regular? So that was my issue. But because now this is a unification fight, whoever wins deserves that WBA Super Championship belt.
A couple of dollars on the sanctioning fees. That's the difference between the super belt and the regular belt.
Man, they're doing too much. Just like the WBC with their freedom belt last night. I was like,
all right.
Anything to get a dollar.
That's what it's all about these days. Thank you for tuning in to the Boxing Bros and watching this video. And please check out some of our other videos on YouTube. And don't forget, we have our podcast on all major streaming services. Check that out. And for your listening pleasure, out today on all major streaming services, Trill Talk. Listen to it and let us know what you think about it. It's the Boxing Bros.
You're welcome.